Today I'm going to discuss a topic most people try to avoid, discussing trauma. The 2022 Neuroscience and Behavioral Reviews article states a remarkable 70% of the world has been affected by trauma. I am here to persuade you to gain a better understanding of how trauma affects your brain, your body, and your nervous system. The American Psychology Association, otherwise known as APA, correlates your emotional reaction to terrible events like crime, accidents, disasters, physical or emotional abuse, experiencing or witnessing violence, death of a loved one, war, and more. Trauma can be isolated, long-term, or your body's continued reaction to it, otherwise known as PTSD. I had a preconceived notion of what abuse looked like. I thought it was a man smacking his wife around, cops being called, the wife too scared to do anything, and nothing being done. 3 months after I kicked out my ex-husband for cheating, I looked in the mirror and I came to a realization. This realization led me to my topic. I have done training and reading by books, articles in the CW library, on the internet, domestic violence training. I've done group counseling and personal counseling. So today we're going to discuss the effects of trauma on your brain, your body, and your nervous system. The first one we're going to discuss is effects on your brain. There are changes in your brain. The serotonin in your brain has been detected to be changed due to trauma. How do they detect it, did you say? Well, with MRIs and PET scans. The brain structure has also been detected to be decreased in these types of situations. What is the hippocampus? That's where your memory and your learning is stored. In the older but relevant 2006 New York Academy of Science article, it states neuroimaging studies showed alterations in the hippocampus in PTSD. There's also a great concern of brain development in long-term child abuse. The 2021 neurobiology article states there is a molecular impact on children with child abuse in the childhood. Now we're going to discuss the body. So the body has had changes too. This is in the form of health conditions. A contemporary family therapy article states, it is recognized that childhood abuse is a public health issue that leaves adults vulnerable to physical health morbidity. What is morbidity, you ask? That's a suffering of health condition and diseases. Those diseases consist of cardiovascular, chronic lung disease, inflammation, GI distress, obesity, immune and neurodegenerative brain disease, recurrent headaches, cancer, thyroid, and stroke. This is a long list of diseases that has a significant impact on the medical industry. The APA studies show trauma costs are doubled. So the effects of trauma on the medical industry are doubled. In 2018, the costs are $232.2 billion. There's also a concern of shortened lifespan. In the 1998 American Journal of Preventive Medicine, it states abuse or household dysfunction during childhood is a leading cause of death. Next, we will talk about the nervous system. There are changes in your nervous system. So So we will discuss the parasympathetic nervous system and the sympathetic nervous system. What is your sympathetic nervous system? That's your fight or flight. We all know what that is. What does a sympathetic nervous system do? It supplies nearly every tissue in your body. What does the parasympathetic nervous system do? It regulates blood pressure, heart rate, and airway. In the 2024 Psychophysiology article, we found that important parameters contributing to a higher PTSD classification performance also suggested increased sympathetic activation and worsened cardiac contractility. That means your heart is moving slower. How does the nervous system link all of this? Well, your nervous system links your brain and your body. So if your nervous system is overreactive or underreactive, it creates dysfunction. So now we have learned what the effects are. Some of the effects are on your brain, your body, and your nervous system. Yes, unbeknownst to me, my realization was I was in an abusive relationship for over 20 years. It significantly impacted my brain, my body, and my nervous system. Are you one of the 70% of the world that has been affected by trauma? Have you done a personal inventory on your relationships? I urge you to reach out if you detect anything concerning. I am grateful for my quality of life has drastically improved. A memorable moment for me was walking out of my house for the first time in Idaho when I felt freedom. Thank you for your time.